Last fall, we bought this motorhome completely sight unseen and we drove it 2,000 miles home. I'm honestly surprised that it only broke down once.
Oh my gosh, look at all that smoke.
Uh-oh. We haven't made it very far, Courtney. There's way too much liquid in here. While it is the coolest motorhome that I've ever seen, it's also more than 30 years old. So in this video, we're gonna make some much needed repairs and maintenance before we hit the road as a new family of 4. Whoa! I think I found the problem. This never happens to me. Oh my, I did not just do that. I just dropped the wrench and put a hole in the radiator. Took me so long to film that intro because I kept stopping and getting distracted staring at this thing. Okay, first things first, better lights. On our drive home, we realized that we basically had to stop driving once it got dark because we could not see anything with these lights. The lenses look fine, so I think it probably just means that old cars never had good headlights. Picked up some LED replacement bulbs that we're gonna be replacing the original halogens with. Hopefully this gives us some better light output without having to swap lenses. I just had flashbacks of doing this to my truck back in college and having to take off like the entire front clip. I hope that I'm wrong. Okay, so turns out I did not have to remove the front clip to get to the bulbs. And of course the 30-year-old plastic broke. Okay, there we go. Original bulb out. Lights. How do we look? Oh, that is way brighter versus that. Look, shining back here on the back of the shop, I cannot see where the other headlight is shining, and the LED is making this like bright spot. And just in case, I'm gonna put the old bulbs in the glove box. Glove box is starting to get pretty full. We had a ton of comments when I tested these lights on a road trip home that I should replace the bulbs with LEDs. So it's exactly what I'm gonna do now. All of our ladders are down at the barge right now. So I had to find a log to use as a step stool to get up there. $100 watt. I bet back in the day, 5 100-watt bulbs, 500 watts of lights. I bet that was like the baddest to the bone light bar setup ever. And I'm pretty sure my new bulbs output about 3 times the light output. The ignition have to be on for those to work. This one's not even on the list, but Courtney had asked me to look into fixing the blinds. So we're gonna see, 1, what does she mean by fixing the blinds? And 2, can we fix the blinds? Oh, here we go. So Courtney's talking about these little buttons that hold the strings that keep them from banging around. And over time, these screws have pulled out. And if I try to tighten them, they're stripped. Oh, and I can see that people have, whoa! And if I take them out, the blinds fall down, which is why they're so tight. This is called a riv nut, and it's a little threaded insert that rivets into place using this riv nut puller tool. And I just hope that they grab into whatever this wall is made of. Yeah, very thin. I don't know. You can see someone even had installed it over here at some point too. That plan's not gonna work. Back to the drawing board on the blind repairs. So if you've seen our first video about road tripping this thing home, then you know that I've already changed the oil in it like 4 or 5 times. Ow, it's too hot. Courtney, I can't, I have to let it go. But I never actually changed the oil filter in that whole process. So the next step is going to be filters. So I'm gonna start by checking the air filter. And honestly, based on how good of a job the previous owner did of taking care of this thing, I'm guessing that this filter is going to be brand new, but look at that. Brand spanking new air filter with a pre-filter. Not even a speckle of dust on this thing. Okay, that job is done. Fuel filter. Well, what in tarnation? Oh, that is tight. I know I opened this up at the O'Reilly's on our road trip though, so I guess I'm the guy that made it that tight. Lubricate the O-ring. And fuel filter going in. Air filter done, fuel filter done, brake fluid's good. Coolant level looks good. Engine oil looks good. Transmission fluid looks good. Smells good. Well, it doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell burnt. So this is definitely a first for me. Or I've never tried to change the filter on something without first draining the oil. This oil has like 1,500 miles on it, so it would be really silly to change the oil right now. So here we go. Hopefully I don't make a huge mess. Oh. Ford filter, nice. Yeah, no, I need to get a drain pan. All right, oil filter changed. Okay, the next job on the list, I want to pull the RevCon out of the shop to do, and you'll see why in just a second. On our road trip home, somewhere around South Dakota, we stopped to get propane filled, and the attendant at the gas station that went to fill it warned me that there was something wrong with this valve. So we weren't able to get it filled, and now we need to fix this propane valve because I'm pretty sure that tank does the heater and this tank does the generator. So if we can't fix the valve, we're not gonna have a generator. This is just a cap, and there should be a spring-loaded valve inside of here. But when you open this cap, listen. That means that there's something wrong with the valve that's behind the cap, and rather than sealing, it's allowing it to leak, and the cap has become the plug. Well, is that what just happened? Or I feel like it's a problem that might have just fixed itself. That was weird. When I took it off, it was clearly leaking, and then it went like, and then it stopped. So it's like the valve just needed to get seated. I am notorious for running our equipment out of fuel, including the RevCon. Okay, I feel dumb because I created that problem. And so before we take off on this trip, I'm making an intentional effort to make sure we fill up before we leave. So I'm always looking for ways to save money on fuel. And one of my favorite ways is with Upside, and they are the sponsor of today's video. Today, I'm gonna be saving 50 cents per gallon by using the Upside app. And considering this thing has an 80-gallon tank, that's gonna add up real quick. With the Upside app, I earn real cash back every time I fill up my tank, grab a bite to eat, and stock up on essentials at the store. All you have to do is download the free Upside app, create an account, and claim the deal you want from over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. Right now, Upside is earning users $1 million in cash back each week, and top earners are earning as much as $300 per month. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside, and use the code AMBITION to earn an extra 25 cents per gallon back on your first tank of gas. And thanks again to Upside for sponsoring this video and making my crazy fuel-burning ideas possible. Okay, next task on the list is inspect the tag axle, the brakes, and the shocks. I do know that the suspension and the brakes were recently done on the front axle. So we've got new shocks, brand new brake rotors, brand new brake calipers. Look at that thing, shiny. Oh wow, factory Ford too, look. Front suspension and brakes, good. We've had a ton of questions about this thing. Why does it say 4x4 right here, but it has 6 wheels? Well, I don't know why it says 4x4 right there. It should probably say 6x4. This third axle back here, this one, That's called a tag axle, and it's basically there to help support the weight for how long this vehicle is. If that axle weren't there, there'd be a lot of RV hanging out behind this axle and a lot of weight on that axle. So this is just here to support the weight. It does not drive the truck. There's no axle or differential there. So I guess in that regard, it is 4x4. You know, it's got four wheels that drive, but it does have 6 tires on the ground. Getting distracted here, but while I'm under here, fresh RTV silicone on the differential cover. These axles don't have a drain plug, so the only way to drain the oil to change the oil in the differential is to pull the cover. So the fresh gasket material on the cover tells me that the differential was also recently serviced. Checking the front, checking the front. Yep. Brand new gasket material on the front differential. Dude, we are scoring today. So there is very limited information available online about how this tag axle system works and how the brakes work. And the information I did find, it sounds like it is very, very complicated. So while the brakes on the truck, on the original truck, the original axles may have been recently serviced, I'm suspicious that this tag axle has probably been neglected. Let's find out. These are brand new. Even this wheel cylinder is brand new, and this brake line is brand new. I had no idea. This never happens to me. It never happens that it's better than I expected. This is awesome. So the tag axle uses an airbag to support the weight of the truck and then a shock here to control the truck. And for whatever reason, they didn't replace these shocks when they replaced the other 4. This isn't gonna be as cooperative. Ugh. Wow, I'm actually surprised that worked. See if we can find a matching one in town. All right, that leaves, next up on the list is the smelly exhaust. So we had the initial excitement of buying it, then we had the big epic fuel system problem, then we hit the road for the long drive home, and pretty quickly we just noticed that there was this constant sort of exhaust smell in the cab, especially if we had the air turned off, and an annoying sound. And I'm pretty sure I already know what the problem is, just by looking at it. If you look back here, you can see a lot of soot on the firewall. All right, I think I found the problem, and it's actually not the problem I thought it was going to be. This thing has an aftermarket downpipe, probably original from when this RV was built and all the speed parts were put on. And I know that people will cut the original downpipe with a Sawzall to remove it. And I think that when they did that, they cut the up pipe too. I think this thing has been leaking since day one. I'm hoping that there's enough room to get my welder in there and just weld it in place, because I think if I try to pull that up pipe out, there's no way that original gasket's ever gonna seal again. And then I'm gonna be having to do the full up pipe job, which involves removing the turbo. It's a big job, like estimated 8+ hours. So if I can figure out how to just weld this cut up, we're gonna be way ahead. Dude, I think I could get this in there. I've confirmed I can get my welding gun in there. The only problem is I can't see. So I need a mirror. I think I know right where there's a mirror. Already broken. Perfect. There you go. See the cut? My welding helmet is at the barge, so I will be using Courtney's welding helmet. Don't tell Courtney. I wonder if I could tape the mirror there. All right, reinstall the downpipe, put everything back together, but I think we can call that exhaust repair complete. All right, well, we've got the hood up. The next thing is a new serpentine belt. Dropping tools. Oh my, I did not just do that. Frick. I just dropped the wrench and put a hole in the radiator. All right, we are in business with the radiator. And I think I even found shocks that are gonna work. Let's go fix the RevCon and hit the road. You ready to go? Yeah. Fix the RevCon, hit the road?
Hit the road, we're not ready to go.
Okay, well, shout out to Napa for getting us a radiator so quickly. But first, let's do the belt. Still can't believe that happened. How did I break the radiator trying to swap the belt? You can see it's kind of dry, rotten, and cracked, so good to replace it. Handy belt routing diagram right here. Backwards around this idler, under this idler, over the alternator. New belt is done. Gosh, I need a better step stool. The log is not good. Okay, radiator's in. Time to add coolant. I need a funnel. Someone in one of our videos a long time ago told me to dump this kind of bottle this way. It always feels so wrong, but it actually works better. Oh, I should probably check and make sure it's not dumping all over the floor. No, we're good. Also, notice that I used Courtney's mop bucket yesterday because I panicked and I couldn't find a bucket. Sorry, Courtney. Say hi, Dean and Courtney.
Hi.
You guys hanging out?
You ready to go?
Just about.
One more thing.
One more thing. There's always one more thing. So this RV uses these old school 12-volt fluorescent light fixtures, which are not very efficient, make an annoying humming sound, and don't output a lot of light. But we don't want to like change the old school look of this thing, so I have an idea to upgrade them without making them look different. Where do you even buy replacement bulbs? I really don't know anything about fluorescent bulbs, and I don't think I need to know. Come on, get out of here. They went out.
Let's get right back in.
Get out. So I think underneath here, there's going to be a ballast. Yes. 12 volts comes into this, and this thing converts it into power that the fluorescent bulbs can use. And all of this is really inefficient. Black is positive, white is negative. Oh, if I just cut it like this, I can actually leave all of the old fluorescent stuff behind just in case this plan doesn't work. And also just in case somebody in the future ever wanted to like restore it back to factory original. So rather than using the power adapter that the tape lights came with, I'm just gonna be wiring the tape lights directly into the 12-volt source. Here we go, let's turn them on. Hey, they work. Oh yeah. New and old. All right, I am done upgrading the lights. Is there anything else? Let's hit the road. We might regret this one,
Yikes.
but we're about to take our 1995 RevCon Trailblazer on a road trip with zero modern technology.
I don't know where we are. I think we missed the turn.